So recently, there was a Black Lives Matter protest going on in Minneapolis to speak out against the police shooting of 24-year-old Jamar Clark. And there were some shady characters who were, in essence, stalking the protesters and acting erratically. So there were some words exchanged at some point, and a skirmish broke out. And after the skirmish, 3 white men and 1 Asian man in their 20s shot 5 protesters. Now, to be clear, even one of the victims came out and said they weren't shooting to kill. It's damning with faint praise, isn't it? They weren't shooting to kill, they were shooting to injure, and all the people who were shot survived. Hideous, atrocious, disgusting act, but one of the protesters said they weren't shooting to kill. It was a vicious assault. So according to Raw Story, quote, the suspects bragged about disrupting protests and made racist comments in videos and discussions posted online. I wonder what their motive is. They described the protest as a, quote, chimp out, and made comments like, I'm going to say the word here, do you know if the BLM niggers are planning to protest again tomorrow? And if so, at what time? They continue, Scarsella, who's one of the shooters, Scarcella's social media profile shows an interest in the Confederacy. Again, I wonder what their motive is, and right-wing militia groups, and he allegedly told police he was a sovereign citizen, which is a right-wing terror group. But here comes my favorite part. You ready for it? The attorney for one of the men, however, insisted his client was not racist. Quote, Mr. Macey is not a white supremacist. He is not a racist. Now, it wasn't just for this particular shooter who they said he's not racist. It was for another one as well. And I think Mr. Macey, if I'm not mistaken, this is the one who was Asian. So technically it might be true that he's not a white supremacist, but he is an anti-black racist, obviously. And obviously the other one who's white and said these things and took place in this. Yeah, I think that guy's a white supremacist. I think he's pretty racist. I think they're all pretty racist. Okay, endless comments online. Talking about, nigger this, nigger that. Talking about what they're planning on doing. Pictures with Confederate flags. We saw this with Dylan Roof, how he praised Rhodesia and believed in apartheid. What more evidence do you want? They were stalking a Black Lives Matter protest. It's unbelievable. No, but we've gotten to the point now where, that claim is such a reflexive, reactionary thing that racists throw out, that even given this set of facts, the defense attorney thought it would make sense to say, yeah, but he's not racist. But then what is racist? That's like saying a guy who's in the KKK and lynched black people, not racist. Criminal maybe, but not a racist. That's a racist. What the fuck else would a racist be? And this goes back to a great New Rules segment that Bill Maher did, where he said, denying racism is the new racism. That doesn't mean that every claim of racism ever made is true, okay? But for the people who pretend like anti-white racism is worse than anti-black or anti-minority racism, I mean, come on, man, get a grip. How ridiculous is that? You want to talk about picking cherry-picked shit to try to back up your case. No, unbelievable. You have guys throwing around the N-word like nobody's business, taking pictures with Confederate flags, bragging about how they love the Confederacy, saying stuff like it's a chimp out, stalking Black Lives Matter protesters. They do a shooting, and then at the end of it all, they have the nerve to say, racist? Us? No, I'm not racist. I don't know what you're talking about. If these guys aren't racist, there's no such thing as anti-black racism, and we know that that's not true.